Getting older has its perks: more time, more freedom, and finally, no more staff meetings. But what about the brain? Don't leave it to chance. What do we do with all this mental space once we retire? If you've ever worried about memory loss, slowing thinking, or just feeling not sharp, this episode is for you because today we are going to explore several enjoyable, practical activities, food for your brain, that keep your brain young and your life interesting. And if you're wondering why this matters to me, well, I'm slowly transitioning into retirement myself. Along the way, I've returned to some old loves, languages, music, storytelling, and yes, both Western and Chinese chess. Not just for fun, but because these are the very things that helped my mind grow when I was young, and they still do. Let's start with a classic: chess. You might think of it like crosswords. Both use memory and logic, but chess has something more. You're facing a real opponent that forces your brain to stay alert, react, strategize, and adapt in real time. It's not just thinking, it's flexible thinking in real time. Unlike solitary puzzles, chess is interactive. You connect with someone else that is an anti aging in itself, the connection. I play both Western and Chinese chess. The rules are different, the board feels unfamiliar, and that's exactly the point. And I encourage you to take up Chinese chess if you're already doing Western chess. It keeps my brain working in new directions, and that novelty, it's one of the best gifts you can give your mind and your brain. So next up, music and language. If you have seen my earlier videos on how singing and language learning, language practice, boost cognitive brain reserve, you'll know why these matters. They don't just train your memory, they engage breath, rhythm, emotion, grammar, pronunciation, and singing with others builds harmony, literally and socially. Language is similar. It forces you to juggle systems, recall words, and find ways to express yourself, and to talk, to engage, and to connect with others. And here's where the digital world shines. Language learning now connects you globally. I can practice French with someone in Paris, Spanish with a stranger in Colombia, or Arabic with a speaker in Cairo, and German, Chinese, from right here in Brisbane. You're not just learning, you're connecting, and that's a brain builder. Now let's go visual. I haven't done this yet, but I plan to. I plan to take up painting again, alongside Chinese calligraphy, once I'm fully retired. These activities are deeply calming, almost meditative, and neurologically, they are real gold. When you draw, when you sketch or paint, you're activating spatial memory, fine motor control, and creative circuits in your brain. Now pair that with storytelling. It could be through your brush, through your phone, or your voice. And here's where my own story ties in. My YouTube channel, my YouTube videos aren't just information. They're also a way, my way, for me to tell stories from decades in medicine and language learning. Storytelling forces us to structure thoughts, remember details, and connect with others. It's also a good way to share with your grandkids. Tell your story, your life to your grandkids. You can add emotion, humor, or reflection. and suddenly you're exercising your brain in profound ways. If you're more of a game lover, don't ignore the classics. Games like Scrabble, Bridge, or even Mahjong offer solid brain training. You're planning moves, managing uncertainty, and interacting with others. Interaction with others is most important during your golden years. Just remember, the magic happens when you play with real people. Avoid getting trapped into solo mode or passive playing. Real interaction brings the real benefit. Not your thing? No worries. Just keep challenging your brain with variety and joy. Let's talk about screens. Technology has opened doors. You can play chess with someone in Poland, sing on Zoom with friends. For example, during COVID years, there was singing in groups, singing with friends through the internet. And you can learn Spanish from a tutor in Mexico or Colombia. But here's the danger: it can also isolate. Just be careful with that. Passive videos don't challenge your brain. Bots don't build real social pathways. That's not how cognitive brain reserve grows. So use tech, but use it wisely. Ask yourself, am I engaging or just tapping or just scrolling? Language learning again is the exception. When you're using it to connect with real people in real time across cultures, that's not isolation, that's expansion. Let me ask you, have you tried speaking a new language with someone who lives far away? When was the last time you learned a new game? Have you told a story, your story, to someone younger or to someone different from you? YouTube is a great way for you to tell your story, and I'm using it. These aren't just small acts, they are cognitive investments. These aren't just small activities, they are cognitive investments, and like compound interest, they grow over time. This stage of life isn't about winding down, it's about rediscovering the things that wake your brain up. So, to wrap up, yes, brain aging is real, but it's not inevitable decline. You can shape it, you can improve it. Games, songs, languages, stories, creative play. They aren't just hobbies, they are tools. Tools for growth, for joy, and for staying connected to the world and to yourself. So keep it fun, keep it social, keep it new. These are also important brain foods that you need. And if you know someone planning their golden years, send this their way. Let them make retirement not just restful, but resilient. So until next time, stay sharp, stay human, stay connected, and never stop playing. Never stop the fun.